Hey guys, I assume that you're here because you're thinking about purchasing a Maxisys Pro. Alright, if that's it, well, you came to the right place because what I'm going to share with you today is questions that I get all the time, and hopefully this will help you in your search with any obligations or misconceptions you had about the tool. Just for you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Curtis Harden. I am an official Autel Diagnostic consultant. I just work with Autel products. I don't work with any other tools, so I could actually understand the tool more to help you guys out in the long run. I started modeling about 10 years ago and started doing consulting for the Autel product around 7 years ago. You may have found me on YouTube. My video is the #1 result on YouTube if you type in Maxisys Pro. I also do customer creation, and that is basically companies will hire me to create a customer and send them to them. So I started doing this for myself, mastered it, and I do this for my clients as well. And I also do web development and SEO. SEO for you guys, I know it's completely new. It stands for Search Engine Optimization, and that basically means the art of bringing your web page on #1 of Google. I know a lot of you guys are like, what the, but this is the new age of, the internet, and a lot of you guys aren't even like on it, which is mind-blowing. So I'm helping my mechanics get there slowly but surely. Okay, so today I want to answer some of the questions about the Maxisys Pro, the MS908P. All right, for those you don't know, there's a different model called the 908. The 908 doesn't come with the J2534 reflashing device, which you see there. This acts as two functions. All right. It acts as a VCI, a vehicle communication interface. So in plain terms, you connect this with a main cable to the OBD port of your car, and it takes that information and displays it on the tablet in plain English. That's the first function. The second function it does is it allows you to do what the dealers were only able to do, and that is go to the manufacturer's site and download the calibration files onto your vehicle, on pretty much any vehicle. You're reflashing those files. All right, this may be new to you guys, but I'm setting you guys up to educate you on this so you can utilize this tool, because this is where the future is going. There's more and more ECU related problems because manufacturers are, the car is it's a robot now. It has a lot of software issues that needs to be rectified. All right. So first question I always get: can the Maxisys Pro do key coding? Yes, it can do key coding, but on most vehicles you may need to have an original key to copy that information. All right. You won't find key coding on every single vehicle. All right. That's just the reality of diagnostic tools. The only tool that could come close to doing that is something called the AutoLogic, and that thing costs as much as a house, and you have to pay $12,000 for each software. But what I would advise you, if you really want to get into key coding, if you're getting this problem once or twice a week and you're outsourcing it, you need to invest in a dedicated key coding machine. All right. These are some generic ones. I personally haven't used them, but these are tools that range between $200 to $500. They can go even more, and generally speaking, the more you invest in it, the more problems it will be able to solve. All right, but these are basic entry-level ones that will get started. You can always upgrade later. And with key coding, you have to upgrade. Like, the dealers are always trying to, or the manufacturers are always trying to make it difficult to, get access to their, the key information and stuff. So you got to buy new tools. Another thing that I would suggest is to specialize in one make at first. Like, you can buy key coding devices for just BMW, And if you work on BMs, or if you get a lot of these key coding problems, then just invest in that. The tool will work a lot better than a universal tool. As I said, all universal tools will lack in certain areas. All right. Next question: can the Maxisys do TPMS? It can only support to read the code, ID, and pressure information on the TPMS system. Okay, so if you want to do special TPMS functions like activate the sensor, clone or copy the sensors, then you need to purchase the Maxi TPMS TS601. Now let me give you a bit of history on this subject matter. Back in 2006, vehicles were mandated to have these TPMS or these sensors on the tires of the car. And what they do is they tell the computer if the tire is like flat or something like that. So what's happening now is a lot of these sensors are dying. They're not working properly. So what Autel decided to do is they said, hey, let's make a tool that will address this problem to bring you more money. So what you would do is you would extract the old sensor, you put it on here, and then you're able to take that information and code it on here. All right, so that way it's an all-in-one solution, and this is something that you need to purchase. Our tool will just read it, but this tool will code it and copy that information. All right, and for those of you who don't know what TPMS is an electronic system to control the air pressure inside the tires on various types of vehicles. All right, this is something that you're gonna find right now because it's time for those sensors to the battery to get low on them, and they need to be replaced. All right. Next question: can you still use a scanner if you don't purchase a new updates, or does it lock you out or reduce the functionality? That's a very good question. Our tool will work after your subscription ends. You won't be interrupted with it forcing you to pay for your updates. Now, this is why I absolutely love Autel. They looked at all the pain points in the other tools and they were like, hey, we don't need to do that. Why would you want to force your client who paid, $10,000 for your tool for them to update? This is bull crap. And you know what I noticed? Back in the day, these diagnostic companies were ripping us off. Like I had a guy, he purchased one of those old SnapOn bricks, and he was just like, man, Kurt, it makes me upset how much money I paid for those things. And even with the updates, you guys, I hate updates. I think they should be free, but again, those update fees are for them to make money, and obviously they need to pay the engineers to get the new information on the vehicles and code them in such a way where we have access to that software. All right, so yeah, in a nutshell, you guys, this is how the updates work. When you get your tool, you don't need to register it right away. The software is pretty much updated on the tool. Only update it if you're finding that it's not working right as it used to. If it's slow, or if it's 2017 and you're getting vehicles that aren't on our platform, or if you're going to do a reflash or something, you need to have an update. The minute you register the tool is when your first year free subscription will begin, and then you'll have access to download all the content that Autel gives you. Then after that, you have two options. One, you can pay for the update, which is very simple, and it costs $1,200. Or two, you have option B, you can not update and use the tool with no interruptions. I know there's a German tool called Bosch. They do this with their tool. once your subscription ends, they will freeze up your tool and you have to purchase a new one. And that's just not right. I don't think it's right. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that, guys. Our tool doesn't do that. Does this come preloaded with the calibration files to flash most ECMs? Great question. No, you need to use the J2534 that comes with our kit in conjunction with an OEM subscription to gain access to the manufacturer's calibration files. All right. What I did, you guys, I did maybe a 15-minute how-to training on how the J2534 works, step by step. You'll know where to get the calibration files. You know what tools you need to do so you won't screw up the ECU. And it explains the need for it, and it's a really good resource because this is very new to a lot of my clients, and this is where the future is going. If you can tackle the ECU problems, I guarantee you guys, you wouldn't need to lift or get dirty again. You could just do this full time, because people are very intimidated by doing the ECU reflashing. I mean, think about it. Look how many times you got an ECU related problem and you outsourced it for like $200. You know, sometimes more depending on what vehicle you send it to. And you know, it wastes time, it wastes money. All you need to do is just do it once or twice, and then you're good to go. And I also offer training on that, so you can visually see how to do it step by step. All right. So what I want you to do, if you want to see this video, is to go to auteltech.co and then enter your name and email, and then on video 2, I'll send you the how-to video regarding the J2534 MaxiFlash interface. All right, got it. Next question: does this tool work on Japanese vehicles? It does, and you know what? I've seen it on a number of vehicles. You know, Nissan, Toyotas, what else? Hyundais, Ford Fiestas. What I like about our tool is it gives you the option to select what region of the car you're working on. So if you're working on a Toyota and it's from Europe, you can select that region to get that specified software. If you're working in South Africa and you know you need a South African version, you can select that on there. And this tool will work on virtually any car that's 1996 to present day. So as long as it has an OBD port, you're able to diagnose it with our tool. All right. And let me show you how easy it is. What you can see here is the auto VIN. Now, auto VIN, when you connect your device to the vehicle, what will happen is instead of selecting the software and entering the VIN number and this and that, our tool will automatically do it for you. And if that fails, you can manually put it in, or eventually where we're going to have it where you can actually take a picture of the VIN and then it'll take you to the main screen. And if that doesn't work, then you can search and just click the icon and then you're there to input the vehicle's information. All right, so that's how it is, guys. It's very simple, but you can see there's USA vehicles, Asian, China. You can search for the vehicle here, and it's very well thought out, you guys. Another cool feature what you can do is when you're working on a car, when you select this little drop-down menu, you get to see a report on what coding functions the tool has on that vehicle. So this information hasn't been released. Like, I haven't seen any company put this information out. Like, you kind of have to just guess when you're purchasing the tool, and hopefully what the salesperson is telling you is valid. But what I can do is, like, if you say, Kurt, can the Maxisys do XYZ in the vehicle? I can get a definite yes or no answer, which is great. And then that's how I help my clients. Like each time I tell them to give me this information, I can come back with a definite answer. Most people, you ask them, oh yeah, I could do it, and then they try it, then it can't do it. You know, which is, it's bad. But the reason why they do that is because they don't have access to this information. Our engineers have this data for you guys at your disposal. And if you guys need a report, just let me know what car you want, and then I can give it to you. All right. So that's what it looks like. On to the next question. What language can the Maxisys Pro support? The answer is English, French, German, and Spanish and Portuguese. I think we have Russian on there, and we're adding Dutch. So yeah, you can either select it on the menu, or depending on what country you're from. When you consult me and I find out what region you're from, I can even have it where the software is just French only or just German to your needs. Okay? Next question. I'm an old school mechanic. Is this tool easy to understand and use? All right. What I love about this tool, the engineers who made this tool kept in mind that the average Joe will be using it. Now, you guys, look, I just got off the phone with a gentleman who, told me he was an older guy, and he was looking for like a $100 diagnostic tool. And I said, look, depending on what your needs are, I don't really endorse those tools because they're limited. Now, yeah, some guys will get the best out of them, and they will help you to a certain degree. But from what I gathered and what I know is, having a premium tool will eliminate a lot of the problems you have. And this guy said, all right, what tool are you talking about? And I gave him, the Maxisys MS906, and he was like, didn't I tell you that I'm an old guy? And he hung up the phone. And I was like, look, I have guys from 60, 70 years old who's been out the automotive game, but once they open their mind and I show them if they could read and they have a finger, they can use a tool. They start thanking me later, like, wow, Kurt, like, this tool is really easy. It's exactly like how you said. And this is why I actually chose this tool. When I started off on my diagnostic journey, I have no, let's say, mechanical background. Like, I couldn't change the oil, anything. But what attracted me to this tool in particular was how intuitive the interface was. Like, I could see, okay, you press this button to diagnose. Oh, to scan the car, you press this button. Where the other tools, it seemed like you need to have some training, and before they would come with like a thick manual. So I could see why a lot of older technicians or mechanics have this misconception on, if I can work on the tool. So this tool is made for the entry-level individual as well as the advanced individual. All right. What's cool about this tool is it will allow you to grow. So it doesn't matter what stage you're at. You could, as I said, you can be new, you can be old, you can be just looking for something that is gonna upgrade your arsenal. This tool is tailored for virtually anybody. All right, so yeah, don't be intimidated. I have different people from auto body repair shops, from people who work from home. It's extremely simple. All right, so please don't let that block you from making you more efficient. All right, and just to show you how the interface looks like, when you plug in your device and get the main interface, you have several options. If you want to service the vehicle, these are some of your options. Body, electrical, powertrain, and the icons are big and clear. So like Ray Charles could see where he was diagnosing. You click diagnostics. You have three options: auto scan, control unit, and vehicle information. What vehicle information basically does is just reads what's on the ECU. You can see the vehicle, it's a Mazda, the transmission, the VIN number, just to see if it's the same. Control unit, let's say if you knew if you had an ABS problem Instead of auto scanning the whole car, you can go straight to ABS. All right. Now, what auto scan does is it scans the whole ECU, and then it will bring up the results in a clear, easy to read format. All right. So you can see on the left is what module it went through. Then on the right is the fault with the number of faults on there. All right. So you can see the first one had 1 fault, the other one had 5 faults. All right. And then what you can also do is investigate what that fault is by clicking that little blue icon right there. And then on the lower half is the VIN number and the vehicle's information. You can save this report, and it will be easy for you to retrieve later to get a before picture. If you want to print this out, it's very beautiful. It has your shop's letterhead. It'll be presented in such a way your client can easily comprehend it. You can email it to them or Bluetooth it to their phone. If you want to just quick erase, you can press that button. It'll erase everything. And then what happens is when you quick erase and that fault pops back up, that means there's a problem with that part, and you need to really investigate it and maybe physically repair that problem. All right, which I'm going to show you just now. But you can pause it. You can actually exit out the screen. You can go check on Google, and your diagnostic can still be running, which is great. It's unbelievable what this operating system will allow you to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you what the interface looks like. You can see you can read the code, you can erase the code, you got live data, you got special coding functions, and you got active test. And when you read the code, it'll just tell you each interface is different. This one's quite different, but these are the faults that were found in that particular module. And on the left-hand side, you'll have the error code. These question marks will be like troubleshooting tips, and then on the right will be a description of where and what that problem is. All right, and then you click there to erase the code. So there you guys. Like, if you're watching this, you have to have some type of literacy. It's that easy. There's no excuse. I don't care what age you're in. Anybody could do this. My little sister could do this. Next question. Can I modify the vehicle's existing language? I know a lot of you guys get, vehicles maybe that are imports that probably have a language that your client doesn't want. Our tool can do this, but only on a limited number of vehicles. And just to give you an idea, you can do this on a BMW F chassis, all right? But, you can't do it on a Land Rover. So it varies between vehicle, and what you can do is you can actually ask me, and I can validate this for my engineer, and maybe they can even send you a file to do it. But our tool does facilitate that problem. As I said, universal tools won't do everything. It will tap on that stuff, and it's just a cool feature to have. Your clients. Well, this is what I advise you to guys. Once you understand what functions work on your tool, on what vehicles, market that out. If you could work on a BMW F chassis, you can go to your local classified ads and say, we can change the vehicle's language on this vehicle. Then you can attract those customers, and that's how you make money out of your tool. It's a simple thing that works. Next question. Does a Maxisys Pro have live data? Yes, it does, and I would like to show you. So what you can do here is when you click live data, it will give you a live feed of the vehicle's ECU. And just to give you an analogy on how I use this, I had a client who was telling me that his car wasn't accelerating properly. So I did a auto scan. I couldn't pick anything up, but I said, let's look at the live data. We were able to see his fuel injectors, and two of them were giving like a negative value, and they weren't where they should be. So I said, that could be your problem. So he made the repairs, and sure enough, the car was accelerating perfectly. So that's a good way to use it. And what you can also do with this, you can see which how you like the data to be displayed. You can also record a session so you can retrieve later and just have some type of comparison, before and after. And then you can send this to your clients as well. All right. So that's live data, you guys. As I said, it's very, very easy to use and clear and legible. I hear the J2, I meant 534. The J2534 won't work in my region. Is this true? All right. This is bullcrap, you guys. If people are telling you this, it's because the dealers want to take your money. Dealers don't like you doing this due to the fact they're losing money. So I know in certain countries, I talked to a client recently. He said he was in New Zealand, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard we're not allowed to do this." And I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense. They mandated this feature for emissions-related issues, and long as you pay a subscription, you're able to access their calibration files. They're not going to take your money and then say no. They don't ask you when you sign up, and I'll teach you guys how to do this, after you purchase your tool. Another cool thing for those of you who are locksmiths, when you buy a subscription, you can buy a day, a month, or a week. But if you have a special locksmith license, or you're an authorized locksmith, you're able to access a lot of key security features. All right, so mechanics can access this. You need to have a valid locksmith license, and with the JT534, you're able to access that. All right, so that's pretty cool, and I'm sure a lot of you didn't know that. Can your tool test different components on the vehicles? In the vehicles, yes. And this is called active tests, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, the video might be a little bit choppy. Let me just see. With this guy, he's working on a I think it's a Mercedes. And what active test does, you guys, it basically allows you to check different components in the car. So say if your clients say the back light isn't working, and you want to see if it's working or not, you can check. All right. What this guy's doing is he's going to do a hydraulic active test, and he's going to press the F5 button. So once he presses F5, what you're going to see is the vehicle, it's actually moving from side to side. Sorry for the choppiness, guys, but you get the idea. The only tool that I know that had this feature was the AutoLogic, which is probably one of the best, probably the best diagnostic. It's the closest to what the dealers actually give the mechanics. All right. So this is active test, you guys. You can see he's validating how well the hydraulic system works from this car. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Let's see if we can go to the next question. Which tool should I buy? SnapOn Maxisys Pro Launch X431. All right, this is going to be a debatable question, but I'm gonna bring it to you with a kind of a philosophical aspect. Okay, it depends on your shop's needs and your requirement. All right. More importantly, you need to pick a tool that has the most value to you. All right. Your main goal is to get the car in and get the car out and, fix the car. You don't need to stick by a name brand. You just need a tool that gets the job done. Now, if you can define what you need, that can clearly help you make a purchase decision. So say, for example, if you're an auto shop or auto body repair shop, panel beaters, you wouldn't need something that has a bunch of, coating probably, but if you're doing something where you're doing auto body repair and you have mechanical work, maybe you do need something that has a bit of coding. You know, you need to define what you need. And then once you've defined what you need, then you can say, okay, how much money do I have to invest? And then what am I investing in? Will it give me more value in return? All right. So these are some of your options. And look, I have the honor to go in people's workshops and see what tools they're using. And what I notice is the premium shops have all the tools. Why? Because each tool has a different, let's say, strength. And that's just the nature of the business, you guys. But what you need to do is you need to have at least one tool that will be able to do the majority of your tasks. All right. So this is the SnapOn. Most of the people in the U.S. use this tool. You know, they start off doing their wrenches and stuff, and they progress with these diagnostic high-end interfaces. And the only problem I have with the SnapOn is just the pricing. A lot of people aren't able to see the value in the price that they're doing it, and maybe because of their name, you know, they have a good support, so maybe they're able to add a couple more $1,000s on it. But it's really good for graphing. It's really good for troubleshooting, and there's a lot of technical things that this tool can do. It's stronger on American vehicles. I don't think it does really great based on what I've heard on European vehicles. And one of the pain points that I witnessed was I did a demonstration one time where the SnapOn dealer guy was there, and I was there with my Maxisys, and I knew SnapOn's a decent tool, but for me, I'm a simple-minded person, and I just couldn't gravitate to the interface. And this is what happened. The mechanic told me he's going to give me a call once he validates which tool's right for him, because he had both there as a demonstration. So what I did was I told him he's going to call me back, because I know that the value that my tool offers is can be justified by its price. So sure enough, he gave me a call back, and that's what he said. He said, "Yeah, Kurt, you know what? The SnapOn, it was good, but it just didn't fit well. Like, you have to pay for extra software. At the time, the dealer has to come and inject the new software on it and stuff. Our tool is just easy. Just plug it in. If you want to update, you press update, you're done." The launch, I know in the US it's not that popular. Like, most of your serious shops don't have this tool. That's not everybody. I'm sure some people do, but in Europe and in Africa, this tool has penetrated the market mainly because it was one of the first, let's say, tools that were here, and the price point is fairly reasonable. A lot of people buy the tool based on price. What I can tell the difference is when I get somebody who has a launch, like they're launch fanatics, and when I first got my tool, I went to guys who had the launch, and I told them, "Tell me what's wrong with my tool. Tell me what's wrong with it." And what they did was they actually said, "You know what, Kurt, I'm swiping through here. I don't see a lot of these coding features on my tool." And I kept on hearing that, and then I looked at the price difference, and that's what I was able to determine. Launch has very great coverage, but it doesn't have a lot of the coding features that the Maxisys Pro has or other tools have. So another value proposition that Launch has is they make tools for virtually everybody. If you have a budget of $100, $50, if you work on trucks, they have tools for that as well. At the time, the Maxisys Pro doesn't work on trucks; it works on light duty trucks. So, yeah, that's your options. So, what I want you guys to look at, when choosing a tool is this. When you work on a car, it's like you're going to war. And when you go to war, you need more than one weapon. You need your rifles, you need your machine guns, and you need your atom bombs. All right, you just need something to get the job done. All right, so don't be biased. Look at the value and see how what they're offering is going to make you a better mechanic. That's it. All right. So I want to share with you what's inside the Maxisys Pro, and just to give you a clear look. And you can see it's very, very user friendly. Like the icons, it almost feels like you're opening an iPad. The back, there's a camera, so you can take pictures or selfies. Or you want to take a picture for your client, or if you're looking at a certain part and your supplier needs to see what it looks like, you can take the picture there. There's a really cool stand that you can actually stick on the steering wheel while you're working on the car. And then these are some of the plugs that you can use to do different things. And then these are the adapters, and everything's in here. What I have to tell you too is, depending on what region of the software you're buying, like people will buy without being educated. Like I had a guy, he lived in Brazil, but he bought a US model. The US version doesn't have the Brazilian software. So the Brazilian software has like 20 additional cars. He wasn't able to access them because he didn't get consulted properly, and then he bought the wrong version. And then later he found out that he couldn't change it, because I'll tell you about this later. It's very imperative who you're buying from has the authority to do things like, changing the software, or if they're able to answer you. What a lot of people do is, if they buy on, let's say, Amazon, they don't think about what would happen if you need help. Amazon does have customer service, but you guys got to think about it. They don't know anything about the tool. And then, it's going to be a longer process. They're going to revert you back to Autel, New York, and then you have to wait another hour to talk to somebody on the phone. And it's just going to be a nightmare. So these are things that you guys don't think about that I see every day, and I can't help you if you make that decision, all right? Anyways, here are some of the other adapters. When you're doing, let's say, ECU reflashing, you'll use this cable on the left. You don't need to use the Bluetooth when you have this plugged in, and this is your plug. And depending on what region you're on, you can get a UK version or a US version plug. Okay? This will allow you to connect and extract the information onto your PC. And this is your main cable. The main cable will allow you to, conduct all your diagnostics, and then all the adapters you just plug on top of this main cable, and then you're able to work on that vehicle. All right. And this is the box that you're gonna get. Big, it's packaged beautifully, and this is the full kit. The full kit contains the J2534, the tablet, all your cords and cables. And what's great is my clients deal directly with me. So if you have any coding procedure that needs to be done, just give me the VIN number, and my engineer will give you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. As well as if you need a repair, I can get your tool sent to the correct Autel facility. And I can guarantee a repair within 2 weeks. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, then I send my clients a loaner device so they can keep on working. And this way, you won't ever be left out without a tool. And as I said before, you guys don't realize this, but it's an absolute nightmare if you don't have the right connections to get your tool serviced correctly. As I said, I've been doing this for a while, and I know how to get this done quickly. All right, you get all this for $2,900 shipped to your door. All right, what makes this different? Because I know what a lot of people do, they buy on price. They look on Amazon, they look on Google. Oh, Kurt, I found it for this much and stuff like that. So instead of making a purchasing decision on price, a real owner will think about the overall cost of the tool. All right, price and cost are two different things. Price is what you pay for today. Cost is what you pay for in the long term. And what I will tell you is my clients pay less cost in the long term with their tool, and they make more money with it. All right, this is why. The first thing I do is I give them this digital video scope that allows you to see where the human eye can't see. There's two versions. There's the MV105 and the MV108. The 108 is a bigger head. You have the selection to choose which one you want. This is a $100 value, and this will, you can take clear pictures of parts that you're unable to reach. Okay, I throw this in there because it's a necessity that my clients told me that they need. All right, that's for free. The other thing is, what you will not find anywhere on the planet is this BMW cable. It's not advertised on the website, and it doesn't come in your kit. This is required when you're doing certain BMW reflashing. And what I didn't mention to you guys is our tablet has the calibration files for BMW and Mercedes on our servers. So if you specialize in those vehicles, you just need to press the programming button. It'll go on our servers, and you're able to do it. I throw on this cable. This cable is very expensive, and you guys never knew about this cable, and I know this for a fact. So this cable is something else that I give to you free. In addition, I'm in the process of securing a contract with a automotive specialist who does training videos. Now, these videos allow you to have 200 modules of extensive training that will allow you to not only learn about the Maxisys, but it will give you things on like how to do the J2534 reflashing, and all the fundamentals you need to be a better mechanic. They do 3 videos a week, and it's really, really good production quality. This is so much value, guys. No one else in the world is doing this. And what I do is I give you 1 month for free. All right, you get 1 month free, and then after that you can choose to continue to use their services. But this is really, really good value. Like, the day you get your tool, you can access all the videos, and they'll show you how to set up your Maxisys and everything. All right, so for those of you who want training, I have this offer for you. And then my ironclad guarantee is this: I give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. So after you get your tool, you have 90 days to validate and test if this tool is right for you. If you're not happy for whatever reason, just let me know, and I'll ship it back. You can ship it back, and then I'll refund your money. And the reason why I do this is most people have this fear that when they buy the tool, it's not going to work for them, and they're stuck. You only have 7 days. Well, I think 90 days is long enough to determine if this tool is right for you. All right, so that's my 90-day money-back guarantee. The other thing that I do is I will list your business on Google if you haven't done so already. A lot of you guys are missing a lot of opportunities on here, and the way it works is when someone types in, like, let's say auto repair New Jersey, the first results will be your Google My Business results. So all the businesses that are listed on Google will be shown there. And this is what I call your cash cow, your jackpot. All these guys are getting a bunch of leads every day. And to prove this, I did this for one of my clients. He was, paying like $500 to be in the yellow pages. And I said, look, no one looks at the yellow pages, So what I did was I got his business listed on Google, and within 1 month, he got 14 people that asked for directions. 9 people, found his phone number and called the business, and 450 people saw his business. And what was crazy is his business wasn't even listed in this top 3. His business was buried way down here, in the more places. So that just shows you like the power of it. And I know how to get your business up here. So if you want to do that, I can consult you on how to do that as well. All right. So it's a lot of value, guys. Like, as you can see, my package is designed to tailor you after the sale. All right, not just a one-time thing. And that's what I'm trying to solve with the customer service. Like, I pick up the phone, you're gonna deal directly with me. All right. And these are some of my customers. And you know what's great? Like, I know my customers by heart. Like Douglas, I've been talking to him for about 4 or 5 months. And initially he was gonna purchase the Maxisys Mini, and then he upgraded to the Pro a few days ago. He's gonna get his tool very soon. Andrew Perry, really cool guy. Really cool guy. We're actually gonna do a webinar, and he's gonna share with you, what he discovered while using the tool. He's out of Austin, Texas. Jaime, this is funny. This guy purchased his tool last year from somewhere else, right? He contacted me on YouTube and he asked for help, and I said, look, I can't help you because you're not my client. Not to be rude or anything, but I only can service my clients, because otherwise I'm going to be helping the whole world, and it wouldn't be fair for my clients. So he said, you know what, Kurt, I'll make a deal with you. If I refer you to one of my buddies, could I become your client? And I said, well, yeah, that'd be fine. You're helping me, so I can help you. Ever since then, the service that I was able to deliver to him and his friend helped him and pleased him so much. He's telling all his friends to cancel their orders and order through me. So, that just shows you how much service is, right? My buddy George from Auto Unlimited in Jersey, he bought a Maxisys Elite. Fred in Barstow, he bought himself a Maxisys Pro. Steve, this guy, this was funny. We were talking for about 4 or 5 months, and he was, talking to a couple Autel execs at a convention, and they were saying like, yeah, Steve, if you purchase your tool from overseas, we'll freeze your tool, and they have your serial. And I said, you know what, this is so much bullcrap. And Steve said, you know what, I really believe that. So he was worried that if I shipped him a tool, directly from Autel, which is based in China, that his tool wouldn't work. And I said, well, look, I just sold to another guy named Andre, and he just updated his tool and it worked fine. So Steve called him, Andre talked to him, everything was fine, and then he purchased from me. Justin, he bought a Maxisys Elite. Mr. Bruce, all the way from Barbados, he just purchased an Elite. So I deal with clients all over the world, you guys. Kuwait, Iraq, South Africa, America. I've helped people all over. So if you see any of these people that are in your area and you want to contact them, let me know and I'll hook you up and you can talk to them yourself. So if you don't want boatloads of value from a 7-year veteran like myself, don't order from me because this is exactly what I'm going to give you, all right? This is how you order. Call this number right here and I will consult you on what version you require. All right, as I said, there's different versions tailored to different regions. And from there, I'll need your email, and then I can send you the PayPal pro forma invoice that will stipulate everything that you're going to be receiving. After payment has been received, it'll take 1 to 2 days to process your order before it's shipped. Shipping will take 2 to 5 days, depending on your region. If you're in the U.S., you get it really quick. If you're outside the U.S., it'll take about 7 days. All right. Once it's been shipped, you receive a tracking number via DHL, and when you get your tool, I will walk you through and help you set up your tools so you can get started in diagnosing properly. Alright? So, if you're serious and want me to help you, do yourself a favor and take massive action right now, because I can't secure this offer forever, as it is limited to a number of people per month. As I said, the training that I'm offering, we're doing a test to see how it goes, and I'm not going to be able to accommodate everybody. Alright, so just to recap, you're getting the BMW reflashing cable, the digital inspection scope, the 24/7 online training, all for $2,900. Alright, plus my 90-day money back guarantee. So it's a lot of value, you guys. If you look in your mind and have a scale of value, that's what you need to do, which would override what they call the price barrier. Alright, I know people are cheaper than me, but what I do is that $300 or $200 that you saved today is going to bite you in the butt when you're trying to do, let's say, a reflashing procedure. You could screw up your client's car because you haven't got the right training, or if you're working on a BMW, you don't have this cable. So, and then on top of that, like if you have a repair that needs to be done, I help you through that. Why? No offense, but why be a single mom? I'm here for you. So, give me a call. We can do business. If I don't pick up the phone immediately, I always call you back, and let's see what we can do business. Okay. Thank you guys for this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to leave any comments below or just give me a shout. Thanks and have a good day. Bye.